Hey guys, what's going on? So check this out. For those who don't know the current situation right now, apparently people have decided to go ahead and quote unquote stop using Uber. In fact, it's a little hashtag called hashtag delete Uber. And it's like funny because I'm shaking my head and just laughing at this whole situation. Allow me to explain to you, while this is one of the most dumbest protests I've ever heard in my life, and keep in mind they're protesting it in lieu of Trump. That's right, another stupid Trump protest. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not the biggest fan of Trump, but you know what I am not a fan of either? Stupid protests that hurt more people than the person that you're actually protesting. Does that make sense to you? Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna give you a real life story too. Who are you, like I said, who are you hurting when you protest Uber? You're not hurting Uber. You damn sure ain't hurting Trump. Hell, damn sure ain't doing that. Who are you hurting? You're hurting the drivers. You're hurting the drivers who use this as a subsidized income. And let me explain something to you real quick about that too. Not many drivers actually use Uber as a main source of income. Yes, it can be used as a main source of income successfully, might I add. But the thing is that not many drivers actually use it as a main source of income. In fact, most don't. They use it to go ahead and subsidize income or bring in just a little bit of extra income to make sure that the children that they have, whether it be a single mother, a single father, or a family just down on their luck, to make sure that they have a roof over their heads, food in their bellies. That's who you're protesting right now. Ironically enough, they're protesting the whole thing regarding Trump and immigration. A lot of immigrants actually work for Uber or work with Uber in order to go ahead and, because they don't work for Uber, but you get the idea. They work with Uber in order to go ahead and get some money so they can go ahead and live. That's who you're protesting right now. You're not not protesting, but that's who you're hurting right now. You're not hurting Trump. You're not hurting Uber. You're hurting the people who drive for it. That includes immigrants, the same people who you think that you are fighting for. Let me tell you about another immigrant that I actually know. And this is just a 100% true story. There's a woman that I know, right? She has 3 children. Her baby's father does not help her out the least. It is what it is. You know what? So I've been actually helping her out. I go ahead and I give her some money, and she lives right now in a hotel room, just trying to hold on. She's going to school. She's waiting for her school to give her a little bit of extra money to go ahead and live a good life. Right now, she's working multiple jobs right now. She works this one job for inventory. I'm not sure exactly how that particular job works, but that means that she has to actually leave the house about 9 o'clock, don't come in until like 3 o'clock in the morning, barely able to see her kids off because she's so tired. And then you have her other job where she works for Universal Studios. So between those 2 things, and there's another job that she works for, I forget, and then she was working for Water World or Water something. It just closed down. I forget exactly. It was like a water park in Orlando it just closed down. But anyway, so she's been working very hard for her, and I've been using Uber as a means to go ahead and make sure that she gets paid. So make sure that she does not suffer. To make sure that I'm able to go ahead and pay the room as much as possible so she can just take a financial break. Now, the funny thing is that now I tried to go, like I said, I was able to do it. And it was because of the fact, it was for Uber. And keep in mind, she is an immigrant. So yes, you doing that, if you were to do that, I would not be able to drive. And therefore, you would actually be hurting an immigrant. That is an actual true story, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and touch on something else. I know some of you are thinking, well, why not just drive for Lyft? Well, newsflash, most drivers, in fact, do drive for Lyft. But the problem with Lyft is that while Lyft is a great service, a lot of their services do not work properly. An example of that would be their instant pay service. For some reason, I am not able to go ahead and get money immediately from Lyft. And keep in mind, there's also you gotta have $50 in your thing minimum in order to go ahead and take money out to begin with. But the thing is that even when I did have that, I'm not able to go ahead and pull out money because the services for some reason does not work. Now it works for Uber. So there was this one day, and this day was just only just about a week ago, I believe it was, 2 weeks ago tops, where she needed some money desperately because she lives in a hotel room and she was not able to go ahead and get some money. So I had to literally work exclusively for Uber in order to go ahead and make sure that I get the money in order for her kids not to be homeless. Now, understand something. When that does happen, you know, if I'm working exclusively for one particular company, because keep in mind, I work for both. But if I'm working for one company exclusively, that means that I'm not making as much money as I possibly could. That means that with any driver who can only work for one platform right now, you can only make about, like, for example, if I'm working for both platforms, I'm able to make about, we'll just say, this is not, you know, we'll just say $100, you know, a day. But if I am not working for, if I only have to work for one platform, I might make only $60 a day. Why? Because, well, it's only one platform, which basically means that I'm literally holding down my income. I'm not making enough income because I'm not making as much income if I could because I'm only working for one platform. You know, this goes for the immigrants who actually work for Uber. This goes for Uber and Lyft. This is actually for the immigrants who, we, as American citizens are actually working to go ahead and help, You're not helping anything by going ahead and quote unquote not using Uber or deleting Uber. In fact, you're probably going ahead and using the one service that actually helps immigrants get a job. Besides taxi companies, but they're kind of the same thing, but you get the idea. You're doing more damage to immigrants than you are helping. My thing to you is get a goddamn clue. Think about who you are hurting in your whole protests. Because newsflash, right now in my eyes, and in many other people's eyes, you're doing more damage to the American way than Trump is. In fact, Trump has to go ahead and take notes because he needs to take more lessons from you. Just because it is a protest does not mean it's a very good protest. Think about it. God damn, you people are dumb. I swear. I hate to say that way, and I hate to be that kind of person. But I'm going to need you guys to smarten the hell up just a little bit. Please do. Okay? Please do.